'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the zoo not a creature was stirring, not even Bakavu. The hay nets were hung by the windows with care, in hopes that their keepers would soon be there. The animals were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of strawberries danced in their heads. The lemurs, so snug with their tails like a wrap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the path there arose such a clatter, Chestnut sprung from her nest to see what was the matter. Away up in the tree she flew like a flash. To peek through the branches, the tree was an ash. The moon shining bright on the cold path below, giving a festive illusion of new fallen snow. A sight so surprising, she stood on all fours. It was a big silver truck and Calvin from stores. A handsome young driver, all wrapped up and warm. So early in the morning, this isn't the norm. To the sea lion arena he went, with such aim, he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Elmo, now Pablo, now Gina and Anya, Olo and Gala, on Ruby and Xana. To the top of the ramp and jump from the waterfall. Now swim away, swim away, swim away all. The lions they roared as the tractor went by, and the owl kept watch with her bright beady eye. So up to the farm with his trailer he flew, with a trailer full of treats, some fresh straw too. The donkeys pricked their ears from their beds where they lie, as the creaky old wheelbarrow squeaked its way by. The goats all awoke and were turning around. Through the barn doors Calvin came in with a bound. He was dressed all in green from his head to his toe, and his clothes were all tarnished with sawdust and snow. A bundle of carrots he had flung on his back. It must be our breakfast, he has that in his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and this beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The zoo was so quiet, not a visitor in sight. The keeper so early, it still felt like night. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, as jolly as an elf. Vicky laughed when she saw him, in spite of herself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave her to know he was bringing her bread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the feed bowls, then turned with a jerk, and placing his hat back on top of his head, and giving a nod back to his truck, Calvin fled. He sprang to his seat like a jolly old gnome. Having finished his work, he was on his way home. But we heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all good night."